welcome back to my channel. It is me, the Superfather, and today I have a special guest on my channel. We have Bradley here, who is the co-founder of Motech, which is actually a company that I used to work for. So that is super interesting and exciting. So today we're just going to be chatting about working in tech, running a tech company, and as usual guys, it is nothing too serious, just a little conversation. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, and please do subscribe guys. We are at 22k, we're on the road to 23k, 25k, 30k. Let's go. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, we have Bradley here, who is the co-founder of Motech Fusion. So Bradley, will you please introduce yourself?
Thank you for that. Well, as she mentioned already, my name is Bradley, and I'm a co-founder of Motech Fusion, which is a software development company. We primarily focus on mobile app development, website development. Also, we do some back-end work now. We maintain and patch systems in the back-end. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Apart from that, apart from the professional side of things, I am just a huge Formula One fan, and yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Think you for being here. I actually have no idea about Formula One.
Yeah.
My sister loves it, but I'm just like, how many laps are they going to
How do you not know? How do you not know cars?
But yeah, so can you just let us know about your journey into tech? Because I think my journey started at Motech Fusion. So I started in my final year, I was working as a web developer, and then when I graduated, I started working as a React Native developer at Motech Fusion, which was a great start to my career, and I'll forever be grateful for that. So yeah, can you just tell us like how you started with tech?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So initially, I started the company when I was still in university. I was still at Wits University doing my mechanical engineering degree there. So as you know, we have a funding issue in the country. A lot of students are just burdened by just trying to make it through without bursaries, without a well-off family. So I was one of those people. So I found myself in a situation where I saw my peers just, you know, cruising through their degrees and just making it. And I'm not saying they had it easy, but at least they had like a, you know, like a backup to their studies. They had like bursaries and everything. So I started off in 2017 just as an idea to basically fund my studies. But then as time progressed, I basically got into a point where I realized that, oh, okay, I'm not the only person who's going through this. So maybe instead of focusing on trying to be a bigger company right from the bat, first just try to empower people that were in my shoes or similar shoes, basically. So I targeted students initially, employing students to do the work that we needed to do. So I did the groundwork of getting the clients, went out of my way, which wasn't easy, I'll say, to get the clients. And yeah, from there I just started progressing and employing graduates and self-taught developers basically, and for not discriminating.
Yeah.
I got self-taught developers and developers with degrees as well, just to give them that, you know, that head start into the tech business, and just giving them that work experience, because we all know in the country you need some sort of experience in order for companies to identify you, in order for companies to give you the opportunity to literally ask you what projects have you done. And if you don't do any, and this is something that I want to point out as well, if you don't do any projects while you're at school, even though they don't give you money or generate any income, I feel like if you don't do that, companies look into that and they see that, okay, you are not really serious in terms of doing your own, you know, self-development. So I saw a gap in the market that, okay, a lot of students don't have that mentality initially because they're still fixated on trying to pass, right? So they don't necessarily think about, oh, okay, I need to actually do this and this and this in order for me to actually have experience, so that when I graduate, I actually have, you know, like experience behind my qualification and all of that. So yeah, I started the company and started employing people, I think, a year after, because it wasn't easy. Initially, I did it by myself. So I literally took in projects whilst I was doing my degree, and it wasn't really easy because engineering is not easy.
It's a lot, yeah.
And that's how it started in 2017. But the idea started way before that. So it started way before that when I first, because I took a gap year before I went to this because of the funding issue.
Yeah.
So that was one of the most difficult years that I've actually been in, where you're just sitting at home, you don't have anything going for you.
Yeah.
Just, not like now, currently you can just go on social media and do some promo stuff and get money. Or at the time there wasn't something like that, so there wasn't really a lot of it. Even though maybe there was, it wasn't really exposed to everybody who didn't know about it. So.
Because when you got me as a web developer, I was kind of going through a lot. I was in that situation where with my final year, I wasn't really sure, like, how am I going to make this happen?
Yeah.
So just everything kind of just worked out. So, So I heard you mention that you like to work with self-taught developers as well as graduates as well. So how do you find that? What advice would you give to self-taught developers? Because I get a lot of that from my channel, and I can't really share much because I went the route of actually getting a degree. So it's all usually from my personal experience. So with you being from the other side, trying to get, I heard you mention actually doing projects. I think that's also what made me kind of get the job, because I had some project and so on.
Yeah. So I would say, if you are a self-taught developer, the best thing you could do for yourself is, one, you need to do projects, right? You need to have a GitHub account. Obviously, if you're a developer and you don't have that, I'll question your skill set. So you need to have that, and you need to build your profile and make sure that you upload as many demo projects or exercises, because there's some books that give you exercises that you need to do. So if you do those exercises, you need to upload them. Just show something as your previous experience, basically. So that's the first one. The second one is that don't have that mentality that, oh, okay, just because I'm a self-taught, nobody's gonna hire me. That's not the case. You need to actually have a positive mindset. That is the biggest thing, because not a lot of people can afford a degree. Obviously, we're in a very difficult situation financially, so you need to bear that in mind, that you need to keep improving every day and telling yourself that you will get to wherever you want to get to. So keep practicing, keep doing as many projects as you can, and showcase that, because a degree is very important, but equally so, experience is very, very important too. So if you have a whole range of projects you've done, it doesn't matter if they're bringing you money. That is experience to companies. I look at that and I'm like, okay, this person knows how to actually start a project, and they would actually know how to actually even, work in a group, or, work in like a 9-to-5 situation. They know that projects are structured in a certain way, and you upload them on GitHub and all of that. So it's one of those things that you need to think about: persistence and also believing in yourself. So
And what about actually getting started with learning? Do you have maybe certain platforms people can look at, or a certain way of learning?
So just a quick distraction, I'll have a look at my phone a bit just to answer that question. So there's an app called Splice. So what Splice does... No, sadly no, it's not. So actually no, it's not Splice, it's called Replit. Yeah, it's Replit. I was looking at a wrong app. So Replit basically is a mobile app you can have on your phone. So you can actually go around coding on your phone. So it teaches you different platforms like Node.js, React Native, all the different platforms you can think about. They're literally there, and it's free. So you can download it on both App Store and Play Store, and it gives you like a whole range of basically courses that you can go through, and you can build the projects if you don't have a laptop. Because funny enough, I forgot to mention this, while I was taking a gap year, I didn't have a laptop at the time.
Okay.
So you can imagine, I had to like write my code on a piece of paper every day. So it was crazy.
Yeah,
so
to be determined.
exactly. So when you have systems like this, when you have applications like this, it makes it a lot easier, a whole lot easier, because you can use this application plus Googling. I mean, you need to be very good at Googling. Exactly. Go on Stack Overflow, Google as much as you can. There's always an answer out there. We don't all know everything. Someone knows something. So just download such apps, do a lot of Googling, do projects, and then you're set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll leave the links in the description if you guys are interested. And so now you're running a company. So how do you find that working with like clients and also like having employees? Because on my side, I do freelance here and there, and one of my biggest challenges is actually working. So how do you find that?
Well, initially, I won't lie, it wasn't really that easy. Because you need to sort of, especially when you're running a company, for example, you would know because you also run a company on the side, right? Even though it's not a tech company, but you need to basically move your mindset from, okay, I have a business. Business is just going to come to me. No, you need to go out there, right? So I transitioned from just doing the developments myself to actually learning as much as I can on how to run a business. It's not easy. You can take courses as much as you want. We're not big yet, but it's equally difficult to run a small business. So I would like suggest that if someone wants to just transition from the work life into also balancing owning a business, I would say that do as many like preps as you can. Prepare as much as you can for like let's say the goals for the week for your team. So you need to basically work on Saturdays and Sundays as a business owner.
Okay, they say when you run your own business, you don't work a 9 to 5. Now it's like 24/7.
It's 24/7, and it's even difficult when you are still small. Because like 2 years ago, we didn't have a lot of people working with us. We didn't have a lot of business as well. It was just like a few clients here and there. So it's quite difficult now when you're having like a bigger client, because you need to, you don't just wing it this time around. You don't just tell yourself, okay, tomorrow we're going to build a profile page, tomorrow we're going to know. As a business owner, you need to plan everything. You need to plan how everything is going to pan out. So the timeline. If you don't have a project manager, you do it yourself. So you need to do everything yourself.
So you're like different roles.
You're everything basically. So you need to plan out everything for your developers as well, because they need to know what they need to do. Luckily now we have things like Jira, for example, to help you plan out everything. So it's right now it's a lot easier. So familiarize yourself with planning tools, like planning platforms like Jira and all of that. And it should definitely help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And are you working on any projects that you can tell us about?
Well, I'm working on multiple projects. At the moment, we are working with a company that's not in the country at the moment. So there's a company I'm working with in the UK, but I can't disclose much there because confidentiality and everything. But apart from that, we are working on like it's something you worked on as well. So like a hair booking sort of system, so where people can basically book like appointments for like doing hair, cutting their hair and all of that. Because I've realized that as much as I'm busy and as much as I make time for a lot of things like my hobbies and everything, when it comes to actually finding the proper like barbershop or a salon, whatever, I suck at that. So when I looked at it, I was like, it would be nice to actually have like something where you can just basically, you can just book in advance, and you know already there's no conflicts in your dates that you're booking, and you're gonna get reminders.
And also for the people that are actually running maybe that salon and
Exactly.
provide the services.
Yes, you provide the services to them, and you also, well, it's more like a bridge between the salons and the customers. And in return, the salons can also have like a booking management platform where they can manage, the number of people that are booking and how much money they're making in a month, for example. And we recently implemented a feature where, well, I'm not going to reveal too much, where you can basically see how you're gonna look with a specific hairstyle without actually, you know, doing it yet. So it's artificial intelligence stuff. So yeah, we've implemented something like that. The application is currently on App Store and Play Store, but we finalizing a few things to just get the service provider version because the customer one is there. We just finalizing a few things. And the third thing I'm working on is actually something that's related to YouTube. So with this one, it's primarily for us, the watchers, not you guys. So I'm working on an application where regular people that don't know how to do content creation, can basically earn from watching you guys' videos. So the more videos you watch, the more you actually generate revenue. So it's something that we are testing at the moment, but it should be up very soon. You guys will definitely have to download that.
Yeah, another stream of income. I'm always trying to make money, so stay tuned. Okay, that's very interesting.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the applications we're working on. The other applications we're working on are mostly client-based, so we can't really disclose much. We've worked with a couple of big companies in the country, but obviously I can't disclose because confidentiality stuff, NDA stuff.
No problem. So is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers in terms of being in the tech journey for anyone that's maybe interested in starting, maybe they're in school right now, anything that could maybe help them out somehow?
I would say do something that a lot of people don't do. I think the one thing I've identified that a lot of people don't do is they don't apply when they have specific skill set, especially when they're self-taught. They tell themselves that, I don't have a degree, so I'm not going to apply to these companies. And there are certain companies that are making it difficult for you to apply. I'm not going to mention names, but I've seen companies where they tell you that they're going to help you secure a job, but they primarily look for people that have degrees. And that's very discouraging. Exactly, it's very discouraging. So I would suggest that if you have a specific set of skills and you're good at that, make sure you apply as much as you can to different companies. Because you never know, you can apply to 30 or even 15 companies, and maybe 10 out of those, or 14 out of those reject you, but there's always going to be that one company that's going to be let's give you a try and see how it goes. So I would say do as many projects as you can. Always believe in yourself and make sure that you keep applying as much as you can. It's tiring, I know, but sitting at home is also very tiring, so you need to just choose your struggle.
Thank you very much. This was so informative. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. And do you have any links, anything you'd like to share with anyone?
Well, I'll provide the links and you just put them in the description below. So I'm not gonna just say out all the links.
Check the description box. I'll also leave a comment with anything down there in the comments. So check it out, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
On my channel. It was so great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.